Buongiorno belli amici! Welcome to Calabria Dreaming. My name is Lily, and if you've never seen my channel before, I make videos about what life is like here in beautiful Bella Calabria. And today's video is all about setting realistic expectations before you come to Calabria, okay? So if you haven't already, before we get started, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel and the information that I'm giving on this channel to get out to people who have maybe never discovered Calabria before. So thank you so much for supporting my little channel. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So I have been helping a lot of people move to Calabria and travel to Calabria, and I've noticed that when they come from like the real world, they have very different expectations than what the reality is here. And so I've noticed a few patterns of people not complaining, but things that they've observed that have been a little bit jarring and difficult maybe to digest in the beginning. So I figured I'd make a video for you guys about the things that I've noticed that my Calabrian dreamers have mentioned, and then kind of like prepare you for that, so that when you do come here, you know what's coming and it doesn't affect your trip as much. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that can be a little bit of a difficult pill to swallow, especially if you've never been to Calabria before, is the customer service. So yeah, I used to work in sales and customer service. I also worked in retail when I was in college, so I understand good customer service. You know, when you walk into a store, you're usually greeted by people. They want to help you spend your money. You go to a restaurant, you know, the waiters are really attentive and they really help you, and they're just really wonderful customer service in the United States, right? Here, it's not so much like that. So let me give you an example. You walk into a store, and I'm not saying all stores are like this, okay? But 80% of them are. You walk into a store here, and it's almost as if you're bothering them by interrupting their day. They don't sometimes greet you. Sometimes they're not very helpful. When you go to a restaurant, the waiters here do not make a living off of tips. So they might forget that you asked for another glass of wine, or that you wanted an extra bottle of water, or whatever. So it's not that they're unhelpful, because they are very, very helpful here, but they don't come off as pushy as I guess that they do in the United States and in the rest of the world. So it's kind of common for people when they first get here to feel like the customer service is really crappy here. And it is really crappy in, like I said, for the most part. Even like renting cars and stuff like that, like A, people don't speak English, and B, they're just not really trained to sell, okay? So they're not really pushy. And for me, coming from like the retail background that I have, I just think it's like unacceptable. You should be helping your customers to spend money. That's what your boss hired you for. But here, they're just not like that. And so if you know that coming here, you won't be so disappointed when it happens to you. Like, for example, the other day I went to this like cosmetic like store, like a you know, like a CVS kind of situation here. And I was testing out some makeup and trying out some lip liners. And the customer service girls, the girls that work there, they didn't greet me. They didn't ask me if I needed any help. And then when I took out this little lip liner, and it was a tester, and I wanted to like try it out on my hand, they immediately jumped on me and said, "No, you can't use that lip liner. It's not a tester." And they started screaming at me. And I clapped back real fast, because I'll clap back real easily. And I said, "I'm sorry, I thought your job was to help me spend more money." And I left the store, and I never will go back again, because to me, that is so rude. First of all, it was a tester. Second of all, like, that's not how you talk to clients. So it's still hard for me to deal with, but I don't take it so personally. I just know that people here are not as motivated to, I don't know, to make money. I don't know what it is, but they're not really customer service oriented here. Now, that being said, there are obviously some great restaurants and some stores that understand good customer service. And when you get good customer service here, it's like such a, like an amazing thing that I always go back to support those stores and those restaurants and businesses. But for the most part, like, customer service here is pretty crappy. Don't take it personally. Just know that when you walk into a store or a restaurant, you kind of have to be a little bit aggressive and and tell them what it is that you want. They're not gonna like try to pull it out of you. They're not gonna try to upsell you. They're not gonna try to add on to your sale. It's wild and crazy, and I really wish that Calabria would change that. I wish they would have, you know, some customer service here a little bit, but it is very shitty customer service. So just know that that's kind of the norm here. It's not that they're being rude to you. It's just the culture here. So the customer service here can be a little disappointing, but as long as you know that that's what's coming your way, you won't be so disappointed. All right, so that's the first thing, guys. Customer service here is not that good. Okay, second thing I want to talk about, and this I've noticed in a lot of people that come here in the beginning. I didn't notice this, but they keep expressing kind of the same concerns, is the garbage situation. So if you haven't been to Italy before, you would not know that in Italy, we are like crazy garbage Nazis. Like, they're very into sorting their trash, and they have like this weekly schedule where every day is a different day. And if you don't sort your trash the right way, like, your neighbors will come for you. So if you're staying in a hotel, like, no worries, like, enjoy throwing all your trash into one bin. But if you have a house or an Airbnb or something like that, you must differentiate the trash, okay? And they're very, very picky about it. So you need to know that when you come here, you need to like separate your glass from your paper, from your plastic, and from the organic. So like, you know, organic material, food and stuff like that. And each day they come and pick up something different. And usually for your neighborhood, you'll have like a schedule, and you just put your trash out for that day. And it's every single day. Even I think on Sundays they come pick up trash. So they're very anal about the trash. And the thing about the trash is, because because Calabria is kind of poor, actually it's very, very poor, sometimes the trash gets backed up, okay? So the trash cans are full and overflowing, and it is the way it is. So just know you're not going to Northern Italy where everything is perfectly organized and everything runs on time and they have the money for everything. This is the poorest part of Italy, and the trash can be kind of disappointing for people when they see trash on the street. Generally speaking, like, the smaller little villages up in the mountains and stuff are immaculate. Like, the little nonnas will sweep their streets, and they take really good care of their towns and cities. But if you go to like Napoli, even, it's like the notoriously most dirty city in all of Italy. Napoli is super, super dirty. There's trash all over the place, okay? So here in Calabria, it's not as bad as in Napoli, but it can be. I guess now I see it. It is definitely not the United States. And, you know, if you don't sort your trash the right way, sometimes your neighbors will pick through it. And like, if you, like, for example, I left diapers in with the plastic. I didn't know that you had to separate the diapers from the plastic. And my neighbor, this crazy bitch, she would go through my trash and pull out all the diapers. It was like a couple. I mean, it was when Sunny wasn't really using a lot of diapers, like 3 diapers for a week or something. And she would pull the freaking diapers out and leave them like on my doorstep. Super rude. So I just want to prepare you. So when you do come here, if you're staying in an Airbnb or at a house or an apartment, make sure you read the trash schedule and make sure you get it right, okay? And don't be surprised if there is a little bit of overflow of trash in like some of the bigger cities. Generally speaking, it's getting a little bit better. It's not as bad. I don't think it's that bad, but a lot of my Calabrian dreamers, when they get here, they all mention, gosh, there's so much trash everywhere. So yeah, just be aware that that's the way it is here, and make sure you sort your trash perfectly, okay? Next thing is, and this kind of goes with the trash thing, is, okay, so Calabria is very poor. I've mentioned it before. I think the average income, monthly income, is about 600 euros a month. So it's very poor, it's very underdeveloped. There's not a lot of infrastructure. Okay, we know about that. I guess people, when they first come here, and I don't see it anymore, it is quite dirty. Like, there's a lot of spray paint, and there's a lot of like old posters, and it doesn't bother me because I kind of like the charm of like the ruggedness and the dirtiness. It kind of reminds me of like Eastern Europe back in the day. Like, it's not perfectly manicured. So just know that it is poor here, and it can come across as a little dirty. Now, besides, like, so when you see all the graffiti and like, you know, ripped posters and stuff, yeah, I mean, You could focus on that. I choose to focus on the rolling green hills and the absolutely stunning beaches and the beautiful people that live here. But I mean, I guess for fresh people off the boat who have never been here before, they might find it a little disappointing. And so for that, I wanted to bring it up like, yeah, it is not Venice. This is not Rome. This is Calabria, and it is poor. And there is a lot of graffiti and tags and stuff like that. Now, there are some amazing, beautiful towns here that are graffiti free, and it's super, super beautiful. But I do see it now that it's been pointed out to me several times that like, it looks a little dirty and rugged and spray painted and stuff in certain locations. So just be aware of it and don't take it personally, and don't try to fix it, because this is Calabria and nothing here. You're not going to come and save Calabria from the trash. Like, it is what it is. So just wanted to prepare you for the fact that it is a little bit on the dirtier side, okay? And the next thing, and I've talked about this so many times in my past videos, but it is a shocker to people when they first get here, even though I keep trying to tell people about it, is that everything is closed here for the most part all the time. Like, let me explain. So in the summer, you have a siesta from like 1 o'clock until about 5 or 6. All the grocery stores are closed. All the clothing stores are closed. There's some restaurants open for lunch, but generally speaking, there's a break in the middle of the day. There are some grocery stores, like the big box, like the bigger supermarkets, that are open all day long. But most of the like smaller local grocery stores, they will be closed during the day. In the winter, and I've talked about this a lot of these restaurants and bars and things that they have in the summer are closed all winter. So just be aware that you need to get your groceries before 1 o'clock. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait probably until 5. If you need to go buy some clothes or some cosmetics, like, you have to do it before lunchtime or wait until the evening. All right. So just know that that's the way it is here. It's not going to change. And it can be difficult to kind of get into that rhythm, but it's also kind of nice because, I mean, everything is just quiet during the middle of the day, especially in the summer. Everybody goes home, takes a nap, they recharge, and then they go out for the evening. So yeah, guys, things are closed here. I keep mentioning it, but it is real, and it can be, I've noticed a lot of my Calabrian dreamers are a little like disappointed, or they're just not anticipating it. So just want to prepare you guys for when you do get here, that if you're in a small little village, for the most part, it's going to be closed in the middle of the day, okay? And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the tardiness. So I've talked about this a lot in the past, about how people are very late here in Calabria. It's just Calabrian time. I had something recently happen to me, and it's my fault. I put myself in this situation, so I blame myself. So let me explain. All right, so a lot of people reach out to me on my YouTube channel, and if they're coming to Calabria, sometimes I'll meet with people, right? And usually I screen people before I introduce them to my friends or to my family, right? So this gentleman reached out to me a couple months ago, and he was coming to Calabria, and he wanted to meet me. And I was like, sure, no problem. Let's meet up for a coffee or a glass of wine or whatever. And usually with all my other Calabrian dreamers, I've always screened them before I introduce them to my family, like I said. However, this last weekend, it was my husband's birthday, and he was going to be in the town that we were celebrating my husband's birthday in Soverato. So against my own rules, I invited him blindly to my husband's birthday party, all right? My husband was not happy about it, but he knows that, I've met amazing people this way. I've made lots of great friendships with people that, have contacted me through Calabria Dreaming. So I invited this guy. I told him that we're going to be doing drinks at a restaurant and that it starts at 7 o'clock. The guy texts me like 15 minutes before 7, telling me that he was there. And I let him know that we were running late. We were about 40 minutes late altogether. The restaurant knew that we were running late because we're very good clients and we always eat there and they know us very well. And we had a party of like 30 people. So I wasn't worried about the restaurant, canceling our table or anything like that. So I told him, look, we're running late. We'll catch you later. He got pissed off that I wasn't on time and huffed and puffed and left. All right. I didn't even think anything of it. I was like, oh, well, too bad. He was even lucky to be invited to my party. Like, for him to come into my inner circle, meet my husband, my kid, and all of my closest friends. It was such a stretch for me to even invite him, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, we were about a half hour late, and then we stood outside the restaurant while they were getting our table ready for 10, 15 minutes. I didn't think anything of it. This guy goes and contacts my dear friend Nora and starts complaining about me and saying that, Calabria is just not a place for me to find friends. So I'm bringing this story up because this is what I want to tell you guys. I understand that you guys are punctual. I am punctual too. When you come to Calabria, people are going to be late. Don't put your neurosis on people to be on time like you are. I can't do that. If somebody's late, I'm not going to be upset with them and leave. You just have to stick it out and wait. Also, don't show up on time to a party that you've not met the people at. Give them time to come into their own party and then come in like maybe a half hour later when everybody's already there. Don't be the first one there your first time. So also anticipate that usually people are late. Now, there's a level of lateness that I don't tolerate. Like if you're more than 2 hours late, like that's a freaking problem, right? But if somebody's 15 or even a half hour late, you cannot get pissed at them. Not here in Calabria, not if you're trying to make friends. You kind of have to be a little bit more flexible. And if they do show up late, don't make it such a big deal. It's not a big deal. So the point of this story is people are going to be late. Don't get upset about it. Don't be the first asshole at a party when you've never met these people before. And then don't put that on their shoulders. Like I wasn't thinking about this guy. I was thinking about the cake and the thing, and I had a million things. Don't put that extra pressure on me. So I'm being a little passive aggressive, but he was super passive aggressive by texting my best friend, and she was super annoyed by it because it's just like a big man baby who's complaining. And so I'm never going to invite people without screening them first. So you can thank him for that. So now I have to screen everybody before I invite them into my inner group, unfortunately. But yeah, don't be the asshole that gets pissed off when people are late. Okay, you're not going to make friends that way. All right, guys? So I hope I've given you guys a little bit of a warning and setting correct expectations. Like the garbage, it's a thing here. You got to be really like on top of your garbage. And if there is sometimes overflow of garbage, don't let that ruin your vacation. It is a little dirty here, guys. Like I'm not going to lie. Now I see it now through the people who have pointed it out to me. Like, yeah, there is a lot of graffiti and just like it's not very well maintained, but there's so much beauty here that to me it totally cancels it out. The customer service, guys, is really, really crap here. Like I have to be honest. And if you do find a restaurant where they have great waiters and great customer service, support them and let them know. There's no tipping here in Italy, but when I find somebody who really took care of us, I always leave a little tip just to let them know that I appreciate it. It doesn't have to be 20%. It can even just be like €5 just to let them know they really appreciate it when you do that. And then, yeah, just be prepared for the fact that when you do get here, sometimes, most of the time, things will be closed in the middle of the day. So make sure you get your groceries taken care of before lunch or, go out after around 5 o'clock to get all your stuff then. Okay, guys? So if you guys have any questions about coming to Calabria and you want to meet me, I'm happy to meet people. I will screen you before I invite you into my inner core, unfortunately. But I am very, very social and friendly, and I love to help people have an amazing time here. That's my goal with Calabria Dreaming. But if I'm late to meeting you for coffee, please don't hold that over my head because I will cut you out really, really quick and you won't be in our inner circle. And I don't want to do that to people because I've met amazing, amazing people through my channel. So reach out to me if you need any help on your next vacation to Calabria, calabriadreaming@gmail.com. And let me know if you guys have any questions or if you agree or disagree with anything I just said in the comments below. All right, guys, so have a lovely day and I hope to see you soon here in beautiful Bella Calabria. Ciao.